samples, malaki yung chance na yun yung lumabas sa finals, okay? Kasi wala naman tayong mga quizzes, eh, wala din tayong mga problem set. So, I think dun na lang siguro ako makakabawi sa, ah, pagbibigay ng consideration sa kung ano yung lalabas sa exam. Okay, so ibig sabihin nun guys, kailangan niyo talagang makinig sa mga ibibigay kong examples, 'no? Okay, and may mga recitations pa din tayo, dito sa ating dito sa ating, subject na 'to, ano. Okay, so magiging next week 'yun. Laging gusto ko sana, maging face to face yung ating yung ating recitation kasi hindi naman kayo makakapag-solve sa online. Hindi ko makikita yung pagso-solve. Okay, so 'yun. Wait, let me present my screen lang. At nga pala sa inyong magiging final answer sa final examination guys, aside from the solution, aside from the final answer, I want to see the explanation, brief explanation. Kasi ang gusto ko makita is yung analysis. Yung analysis niyo after niyong makuha yung final answer, no? Kaya makinig kayo kasi yung mga topics natin ngayon na ipe-present ko sa inyo, lagi kong i-explain ng maayos, in detail, hindi ko siya mamadaliin, okay? So that you can easily understand. Okay, so let's proceed to nandito. So let's proceed with our first topic today, which is itong time value of money. Nga pala, pa-record na lang ako guys nga pala dun sa pwedeng mag-record. Shiloh, dun sa sinabihan mo mag-record, sabi ay pa-record kasi ang O3 ay hindi ko minute kasi nagagawaan sila ng rig. Sayang lang naman ang sayang lang ang pagbubunga nga ako diyan kung hindi sila mentally nakikinig talaga sa aking dinidiscuss. Okay, so pa-record para hindi ko na sila tuturuan. So, okay, so our topic for today is the time value of money. Okay, time value of money in capital expenditures. It is essential to evaluate the effect of time on capital as capital must continually produce a return. No? So, ito naman talaga yung pinaka core principle nitong time value of money. Teka. Okay, we have the capital, we have the present value, and yung present value na yan, pag may interest yan, in the future, mag-grow yan. Okay? So the time value of money refers to the monetary value calculated based on a specific interest rate accumulated over a designated period. Okay? So, alam naman natin, pinaka-consider natin when it comes to the time value of money is the money itself. No? Okay? The money itself. Yung interest at yung time period. Diga? Yun yung tatlong factors na pinakamahalaga dito sa time value of money. No? So most financial problems in the petroleum industry are to assessing long-term viability, specifically over an extended duration. A dollar today holds greater value than the expectation of receiving a dollar in the future. No? Okay, so alam natin yung mga currencies natin, no? Okay, nagbabago-bago yan. Teka, okay? All typical computations for the time value of money depend on the basic algebraic formula for the present value P. Okay, this is the present value or the capital investment or the first cost. Teka, marami siyang tawag. And future amount natin, future value, no, future worth, no, okay, F, discounted at an interest rate. Okay, I, ito yung ating interest. No? Okay, so this is theoretically expressed by the equation. So dito daw most likely nag-originate yung mga computations natin or formulas natin sa time value of money. Okay? The relationship of present value to the future value and interest. No? Okay, so let's discuss the capital investment. Capital allocated to oil development serves the following functions. No? Okay, so saan ba natin ginagamit yung capital investment? Ano ba yung purpose ng capital investment or ng ating pera? No? First is to acquire and install the necessary machinery, equipment, and other facilities. This is referred to as fixed capital investment. Now, yun naman talaga yung pinaka-purpose ng pera, no? To buy new things, sa oil and gas industry, to invest to machineries, equipment, and other facilities. Teka, okay. And this investment is subjected to depreciation. Okay, so tandaan niyo naman siguro yung depreciation nung summer lang yung ECAD niyo ano, okay. So, depreciation is the gradual decrease, teka, okay, the gradual decrease in the value of an asset over time. Dahil alam naman natin yung mga equipment, machineries, facilities, yan ay naluluma. Yan ay nagiging outdated, nagkaka-damage, nagkaka-leaks na, okey? And yun yung tinatawag nating depreciation, nagde-depreciate na, okey? Naluluma, okey? So, that's why it is this investment is subjected to depreciation. And yung pangalawa is to provide the capital needed for the operation of an oil field or refinery along with the related facilities. This is referred to as working capital. No? Yung working capital natin, yan yung mga wages, utilities, and other expenses. Diga? Okay? So, yun yung other purpose of the capital investment or ng ating money. Diga? Okay? And this is a non-depreciable investment. Kasi unlike ng mga una nating nabanggit, yung mga machinery equipment, yung mga working capital naman na yan is non-depreciable, hindi naman yan naluluma, hindi yan nagiging outdated, no? Wala yang depreciation. Depreciation ay hindi applied diyan. That's why it's non-depreciable investment, no? So, next, okay. So, discuss natin yung pinakamadaling part ng chapter na 'to, which is yung interest, no? Okay. So, interest may be defined as the compensation paid for the used borrowed capital. So, pasensya na, naputol 'to. Types of interest are simple or compound, 'no? So, tandang-tandaan niyo pa 'to, ito yung pinakamadaling part ng interest, yung simple and compounded interest, 'no? So, simple interest, as indicated by its name, is not compounded. It necessitates additional payments at a fixed interest rate based solely on the initial principal, 'no? Initial principal, principal value, present value, first cost, capital investment na yan ay pilang naman lahat yun, 'no? Okey. So, simple interest, sa madaling salita, fixed lang yung nadadagdag, 'no? Okey, fixed lang yung pag-grow ng money, teka, okey? And on the other hand, in compound interest, the interest earned on the capital at the end of each period is incorporated into the principal. Interest is then calculated on this adjusted principal for the next period. The majority of all economics relies on compound interest. So, compounded, no? Ito yung laging ina-apply sa mga businesses, sa mga bangko, no? And pati na rin sa oil and gas industry, no? It is because compounded interest, mas mabilis siyang lumaki, mas mabilis mag-grow yung pera compounded. Teka, which is alam kong alam niyo na yun. Ano, okay. So, tingnan niyo 'tong diagram na 'to and makikita niyo dito yung different types of interest, okay. We have the simple and compounded, okay. And under ng compounded, meron pa tayong discrete compound interest and continuous compound interest. Okay? Simple, madali lang naman 'to kaya nga simple, no, okey. Focus tayo sa compound, which is yung under niya na discrete and continuous, okey. Sa discrete meron pa tayong dalawang under, which is yung effective interest, which I think na-discuss na din 'to sa inyo sa engineering economics, and the nominal interest. And continuous natin eto, okey, and madi-discuss naman natin 'yan lahat. So, now, let's have an example. Let's differentiate and let's see ano ba yung pinagkaiba ng simple at compounded, no? Let's have an example. So, a sum of $1,000. Okay, meron daw tayong $1,000. Ito yung pin natin. Is deposited into an account where the interest rate is 10%. Ay, compounded annually. So, annually, compounded annually every year. Okay? Compare the future values of the deposit for the two cases of simple and compound interest after 4 years. So, after 4 years, na, okay? So, i-compare natin yung dalawa, simple and compounded. Okay? And as you can see here, wala tayong masyadong malupit na solution dito. Okay? Wala tayong masyadong malupit na solution dito. Baka malito kayo dito. But, ang ginamit na formula for simple interest ay ito. Pili na lang kayo sa dalawa, pareho lang naman yan. And itong formula na to is for the compounded interest. Okay. So now, let's pasensya na yung drawing ko. Sulat ko pala. Hindi kasi ako magaling magsulat sa Word. Okay, so ito yung example na if you are going to use the formula for simple interest, diba ito yon. Okay, so let's focus on the year 1. Year 1, okay, we have the present value which is 1,000 no, times 1 plus interest natin is, ang sabi sa problem ay meron daw tayong 0.1 or 10% na plus or di pala times 1 kasi 1 first year. Okay, year 1. No? And if you're going to calculate that, okay, ilagay nyo lang sa calcul nyo yan. And the answer will be 1,1. Na, okay? And year 2 naman, if you are going to calculate the money for year 2, edi papalitan mo lang naman is yung n kasi yung n lang naman yung mababago dito. Right? No? 2. Gawin mo lang tong 2 and as you can see, 1 to 100 yung nadagdag. $100. Okay? How about year 3? 1,3. And how about year 4? 1,4. Okay? So, therefore, na sa simple interest guys ay fixed talaga yung nadadagdag. Fixed lang yung growth ng money. Okay? That's why it is called simple. No? Simpleng-simple lang. No? How about the compounded interest? Okay, compounded. So, in compounded interest, hindi fixed yung tinutubo. Tama? So, sa year 1, of course, if you are going to use this formula, okay, formula po natin for compounded is this one. Okay. Substitute the 1,000. Okay, pakita nga natin. 1,000, 1 plus 0.1 raised to 1. So that's 1,1. Okay. Year 2. Year 2, papalitan lang naman is n lang ulit. Okay, and as you can see, ang mapuproduce nito is 1,210, which is, ano mapapansin nyo? Okay, mas malaki ng konti yung na-produce or na-generate na money sa compounded. Okay? Mas malaki ng 10. And sa year 3, naging 1,331. As you can see, hindi siya fixed na. Ang madadagdag is 110. Right? Na, naging 1,331 siya. Na, that's how compounded interest work. Na, okay? And alam kong alam niyo naman yun. Na, okay, year 4, 1,464. Okay? So therefore, na, for this example, it is concluded that the compounded interest increase future value faster than the simple interest. Na, okay? Ganun lang kasimple. Na, okay, kahit hindi na tayo mag-graph ng ganito, okay, alam na natin yan based on the generated answers. Na, based on the computed answers. Okay? So, gets naman yun. Okay? Proceed na ako sa next topic ha. Dali lang nun eh. Pang grade 6. Okay, let's go and discuss effective interest. Okay. In example number 1, it is seen that the discrete compounding interest can be further classified as effective or nominal depending on the time period at which money is compounded. In other words, if the length of the discrete interest period is 1 year, the interest rate is known as the effective one. So nandito na tayo sa part ng compounding interest na which is the discrete compounding interest, and we have two types which are effective and nominal. Okay, tandaan nyo pa to. Summer lang tip. Pinagkaiba lang ng effective at nominal ay pag effective is 1 year. Tama? Okay? 1 year. No? And pag nominal, less than 1 year. Okay? And itong nominal at effective is sobrang connected nila sa isa't isa. Ano? Kumbaga makikita nyo lagi siya or makikita mo lagi yung dalawang 'to sa isang equation, magkasama sila palagi, okey? So guys, meron tayong mga derivations of formulas here, okey? And ayoko na kayong pahirapan, okey? Ayoko naman kayong pahirapan. Ang gagawin ko na lang is ilalagay ko sa appendix yung mga important formulas you can use in order to solve problems 'no, okey? Mala Sir JK Ngani lang na, okey? Gano'n gano'n na yung exams. Kasi ang gusto kong makita guys is yung analysis, yung application ng knowledge sa economics, okey? But the thrilling part is you need to include brief explanations, okey? After your final answer so that I can see kung talagang nag-get yung isbeya. Okey, para makita ko kung talagang naintindihan niyo, 'no? So that's why in our examples, laging may explanation sa baba, okey? So dapat gano'n din kayo 'pag kayo ay nagsagot, okey? So let's continue our discussion, okey? So sa nominal and effective interest, ang pinakamahalagang formula ay ito. Ito, hmm, tsaka ito at ito, usually ito naman at ito ay same lang, 'no? Okey, same lang 'to kasi itong NM naman is time period lang 'to, like this one, okey? So, ang mahalagang formula diyan ito at ito, okey? So, guys, applicable din dito and papayagan ko rin yung mga shift solving, okey? Hindi na tayo para first year, second year na kailangan pa nating mag-derive. Alam kong alam niyo na yon. So, in order to make your solutions, brief 'no, shift solving, calculator 'no, naturuan naman kayo kung paano mag-shift solve, ayusin niyo na lang yung sulat niyo din siguro para maintindihan ko. Kasi ako din naman ay hater ng mga lengthy solutions na at the end naman ay mali. Lagi siya na-unmute, lagi siya nag-a-unmute, 'yan, okey. Let's proceed. So, 'yan, ang ginawa lang dito is nag-derive 'no, okey, nag-derive and nag-come up with these formulas. Ito, mahalaga 'to at ito, okey. So now, let's apply our knowledge in effective and nominal interest 'no. Example 'to agad tayo. To illustrate the value of knowledge of the effective interest rate to oil management, assume that a short-term loan for 1 year only could be arranged for an oil company in temporary distress. The company needs $100,000 for immediate working capital at either a nominal rate of 12% compounded monthly or a nominal rate of 15% compounded semi-annually. Okay? Nominal rate of 12% compounded monthly. So, ibig sabihin monthly every month na. Okay, we have 12 months in a year. So, N mo dito or M mo dito is equals to 12. Or 15% compounded semi-annually. Semi-annually, edi twice a year. N mo ay 2. M mo ay 2. Okay? The oil company wants to know which arrangement would provide the oil company with the lower debt at the end of the short-term loan period. So, 1 year, ibig sabihin, this is, ang applicable dito na formula ay effective. No? Okay, effective interest. The use of effective interest rate formula gives the answer. Okay, so, ang ibig sabihin nito, dalawa dapat yung magiging sagot nyo. No, dalawa dapat yung isosolve nyo, ito at ito. Okay, so let's start with the 12% rate compounded monthly. Okay? Since ang hinahanap mo is interest, okay? You're going to use this formula, no? Which is ito. Okay? So apply, no? Okay, we have 12% interest, that's 0.12. M mo, compounded monthly, that's 12. Raised to 12 minus 1, calcu mo. Lalabas sa'yo is 0.1268 i-times mo sa 100 para maging percentage, you will get this answer, 12.68. Next, nominal rate of 15% compounded semi-annually. So basic, na same formula, mababago lang is 0.15 divide 2. Bakit? Kasi semi-annually, that's your M, raised to M, 2 minus 1. Lagay mo sa calcu, lalabas ay 15.56%. Okay? So, ngayon, the question is, the oil company wants to know which arrangement would provide the oil company with the lower debt at the end of the short-term loan period. Ano daw yung pipiliin ng company? Of course, ang pipiliin ng company ay itong mas mababa yung interest. Teka, okay, kasi kahit naman tayo, if bibili ka ng cellphone tapos hindi mo kayang i-cash, teka, installment. Siyempre ang pinipili natin yung may mas mababang interest. Kasi mas maliit lang yung tutubuin ng nagtitinda ng cellphone kung mababa lang yung interest, 'di ba? Ibig sabihin mas konti lang yung babayaran natin. I mean mas maliit lang yung babayaran natin, 'di ba? Okey? So, it in the end of 1 year, yung 100,000 dapat ay magiging 0.1268. Okey, plus 100,000. Yan yung babayaran ngayon ng company, 'no? Okay, 112,680. Teka. So the loan at 12% compounded monthly has the lower effective interest rate or 12.7 and 15.6 naman daw po sa 15% rate. Thus, the oil company will borrow $100,000 for 1 year at 12% interest compounded monthly, paying back the loan at the end of 1 year with 112,700. So yan guys, kung pansinin nyo, medyo OA yung pag-round up kasi dito eh. OA yung pag-round up ng book na ginawa kong reference na okay. And nung nakaraan ko lang napansin. Okay. So, nga pala guys, gusto ko ding sabihin sa inyo na pag magso-solve kayo and makakuha kayo ng answer, i-round up nyo. I-whole number nyo na. For example, makukuha nyo ay 112,680 point something, point 1. I-round up nyo na, gawin nyo ng 112,681. Okay? Para madali ang buhay natin. Para madali mag-check. Na, okay? Naparaisan pa. Baka nagre-rig din kayo ha. Pag nagre-rig kayo, huwag na tayo magklase. Di na, di, parang ano, parang akong nakausap ng bangkay. Okay, okay. So, balik. Nagets naman tong part na to, effective at nominal. No, dali lang naman to. Okay, let's proceed. Let's proceed sa continuous interest. No, yan, bilis lang natin. May 30 minutes pa tayo. Feel ko matatapos natin hanggang annuity. So far, we have considered payments to be charged at periodic and discrete intervals. A year, a month, a week. As the time interval for this discrete compounding interest is allowed to become infinitesimally small, approaches zero, the interest is said to be compounded continuously. Okay? So, sa nominal at sa interest rate na to, 1 year period. No? Okay? May bilang. Dito naman sa continuous, okay? Ito ay nag-a-approach na sa zero. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, nag-a-approach siya sa infinity. Okay? So, ibig sabihin sa continuous interest, hindi mo alam kung hanggang kailan mo babayaran. Parang wala tayong value ng L or N. Wala tayong time period. Yun yung pinaka-keyword nun. Wala tayong time period. Okay? That's why it's continuous. No? Okay? Parang forever. Okay? Parang forever. So, if M, nagre-raise ka, Kyle, may question ka ba? O, napindot lang. Yung Sir Raymond, oh. Sir Salmin, oh. Oy, na-attend kayo sa klase ko, ah. Okay, so let's proceed. Makinig kayo, ah. Makinig kayo, Sir Salmin, Sir Raymond. Para sa inyo to. Okay, so if M approaches infinity, this equation is rewritten in the following form. Okay? So, eto, okay, galing lang yan sa effective interest rate formula natin, which is eto. Okay? minodify lang and nag-come up 'to sa formula na ito. Ito lang yung mahalaga diyan. Ito lang naman pinapakita lang naman natin na if yung ating principal value ay nag-a-approach 'no, sa infinity, okey? Yan na yung diniscuss natin earlier 'no, okey? Mag-a-arrive yan sa formula 4.7 which is ito. Ito yung pinaka-formula natin for continuous interest 'no, okey? Meron tayong future value, we have the present value, okey? We have interest and time period, okey? Where itong 1 plus I over m raised to m over I, ang nire-represent niyan ay itong e, the base of the natural system of logarithms, okey? So ngayon mag-example na tayo. In this example makikita rin natin kung ano ba yung difference ng compounding interest, discrete compounding interest at continuous compounding interest, okey? So, okey, first question is what is the accumulated sum after 1 year for $1,000 principal compounded daily at a nominal interest rate of 20%. Okay, so we have this principal value which is $1,000 compounded daily, isang taon. Okay? So ibig sabihin 365. Okay? Interest rate 0.2. Okay? So ang tanong is accumulated sum after 1 year said, eh di ang hinahanap mo ay F. Tama? F ang hinahanap mo. So ano yung magagamit nating formula na may F na ang given ay P at saka interest at saka N. Teka, okay? So, pwede natin gamitin 'tong formula na 'to, 'no, ng effective interest. Okay? So, where P is 1,000, I is 0.20, M is 365. No? Substitute the values at mag-a-arrive ka sa answer na ito. Ni-round up ko 'to, 1, 2, 2, 2. Okay? Question number 2. Repeat if compounding is done continuously. 'Pag continuously naman daw, okay, ano yung magiging sagot? Okay, so using this formula, kasi ang hinahanap pa rin natin is future value, no? Okay, sum mo lang dito, so 1,000 e raised to 0.2 times 1, na. Okay, ang lalabas din ay eto. Okay, ngayon, baka isipin nyo, sir, ba't parang same lang yung lumalabas na sagot sa continuous at compounded interest, no? Okay, bakit same lang yung discrete at continuous? Anong okay po? Ang kulit, eh. Yari ka sa akin sa klase mo, Sir Selvi. I-o-open camera ko din. Hindi, joke lang. Okey, sige. Let's continue. Ngayon, hindi yan same, 'no? May konting differences yan. Okey, kasi kaya niyo lang nakikita na parang same yung answer, it is because maliit lang yung principal value natin, maliit lang din yung mga interest natin, okey? But if you're going to calculate that, okey, unahin natin ay itong discrete. Sa discrete, 1,000 times 1 plus 0.20, 365 raised to 365. Okay, as you can see, ano kuha natin sagot ay 1,221.34, no? 34. Try natin continuous. 1,000 0.2 lo times 1. Kung makikita niyo, pinagkaiba lang ay decimal. Teka, okay? Yung ating discrete ay 1,221.34. Ang ating continuous ay 1,221.40. No, decimal places lang yung pinagkaiba. Pero if ang gagawin mo ay lalakihin mo yung values, let's say gawin natin 'tong 1,000,000, isa pa. Okay, ang lalabas ay tandaan niyo, 1,221,402. Teka, ito namang isa gawin nating 1,000,000. Ilan na 'to? Tama, 1,000,000. 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, 3, 5. Kita niyo? Okey, meron na ng konting pagkakaiba, 'no? And kung mapapansin niyo, mas malaki ng konti palagi ang continuous kaysa sa discrete compounding. Okey? Tandaan niyo 'yun, continuous laging mas malaki ang makukuha niyo kaysa sa discrete compounding interest, 'no? Kaya 'pag sa computation niyo lumabas na mas malaki ang discrete compounding kaysa sa continuous, mag-isip-isip na kayo, okey? Ngayon, okey, calculate daw natin yung interest for both cases, okey? So, for compounding interest, ang formula natin ay ito, 'di ba? Yung formula natin na ito, 'yan, 'di ba? So, substitute lang natin yung mga values. Nasaan na? Wala na. 'Yan, 1 plus 0.2/365 raised to 365 minus 1, makukuha mo is 22.13%. On the other hand, ito hindi ko na ilagay sa module guys, palagay na lang. At 'pag ang hinahanap nating interest is continuous, ito yung formula natin for that. E raised to interest minus 1. Okey? Nawala ang E, 'yan. Ito yung continuous natin, pasulat na lang ako sa module. Na for continuous interest, ito po yung formula natin, nakalagay naman, ito, okey? So ayan, palagay na lang din, 'no? And as you can see, 'pag nilagay niyo sa calcu 'yan, makukuha niyo is 22.14, which means 'pag maliliit lang yung value, halos magkadikit yung magiging result, okey? Halos dikit. Pero yung continuous ay palaging mas malaki kaysa sa discrete compounding interest. Okey, na-gets? Na-gets ba guys? Na-gets? Okey, so if iga-graph natin 'yan, okay, for a comparison between these different types of interest, the future value of 1,000 is calculated at a nominal interest rate of 5. Okay, 5% yung ginamit. Pero hindi na natin 'to iko-compute kasi same lang naman 'yan ang procedure nito. Ginawa lang 5% yung 20. Okay. Ngayon, papakita natin kung ano ba yung kinaibahan ng tatlong 'yan 'pag ginrap nyo sa graph, 'no? 'Pag ginrap mo, okay, ito yung magiging itsura. So, let's focus muna sa simple interest. Simple interest. Simple interest, linear. Ito siya. Yan, itong part na 'to. Kasi fixed siya, 'di ba? Okay. That's why linear yung maki-create mo diyan na linya, 'di ba? Which is common sense, 'di ba? Sobrang common sense nun. Okay, next. Focus kayo sa discrete compound interest. So, sa tingin niyo ano diyan yung discrete compound? Itong nasa baba, ito, 'di ba? Ito siya, ito yung discrete. Kasi mas maliit siya or mas mababa yung mga values niya kaysa sa continuous compound. Ito yung continuous compound, okey? And kung mapapansin niyo, 'pag maliit lang yung value, hindi niyo makikita yung difference ng discrete at ng continuous, 'no? Kagaya ng pag-solve natin sa part na ito, 'di ba? Kasi sobrang liit ng value, dikit talaga 'yan, decimal lang yung pinagkaiba niyan. Eh, di sa graph, most likely dikit na dikit talaga 'yan, 'di ba? Pero 'pag nilakayan mo yung value, like yung ginawa nating 1,000,000 'to, dun niyo makikita yung difference between the two, na mas malaki ng konti yung continuous kaysa sa discrete compound interest. Okey? So, na-gets? So, tapos na tayo sa mga interest, hmm, okey. Annuity na agad tayo. So, ito, disregard na 'to, hindi naman 'to magagamit, okey. So, proceed tayo dito. Additional conversion factors for both single and uniform payments are required to address numerous engineering economy issues. The sinking fund factor and capital recovery factor, which will be computed in this section, are of paramount importance. Okay, so sinking fund factor, capital recovery factor, yan yung dalawang mahalagang term, okay, na pag-aaralan natin dito sa annuities. Okay? So, an annuity consists of a series of equal payments made at regular intervals, often at the end of each term. So, itong annuity na 'to guys, alam kong familiar kayo dito, engineering economics lang din 'to. Ito yung parang tinatawag natin na installment. 'Pag bumili ka for example ng cellphone or let's say for example motor, hindi mo kayang i-cash na or hindi payag yung pinagbilhan mo i-cash, eh di installment. 'Di ba may interest yun na nakapatong. So, every month magbabayad ka ng equal payment na, okey? Equal, for example kung bumili ka ng motor, every month kailangan mong magbayad ng 5K, eh di buong for example ay until 3 years yung ano mo ng motor, eh di ilan yun, 12, 24, 36, eh di 36 months kang magbabayad ng paulit-ulit ng 5K, 'di ba? Yun yung thought sa annuity, 'di ba? Okey, so an annuity consists of a series of equal payments made at regular intervals, often at the end of each term. Na, okay, such payments are utilized to accumulate a specified capital amount, similar to depreciation calculations, wherein engineers encounter the issue of an avoidable decline in equipment value. Na, ito na yung sinasabi nating depreciation. Okay? An avoidable decline in equipment value. Now, the total value of an annuity is the sum of all payments plus interest. No? Okay? Lagi may interest. No? Okay? Kaya lumalaki yung money. No? Provided it is permitted to accumulate at a certain interest rate during the duration of annuity. Now, let's derive the basic equation na may sinking fund factor. Okay, but before we proceed, okay, ano ba yung sinking fund factor sir na sinasabi mo? Okay? Yung sinking fund factor is to set aside money over time to cover future expenses such as equipment replacement or project decommissioning. Okay? Ito yung regular contributions needed to accumulate a specific amount by a certain day. No? Okay? So ibig sabihin since yung mga machinery, equipment, facilities nga ay nagde-depreciate, okay? Ang ginagawa is ina-applyan ng concept ng sinking fund factor where nagse-set aside ng money para ma-cover yung future expenses. For example, bumili ka ng isang cellphone. Let's say bumili ka ng iPhone 17 Pro Max 2 terabyte. Okay? So, gusto mo ulit bumili sa future kasi siyempre darating sa point na yung cellphone mo na yun masisira. Teka, masisira yun. Okay, maluluma. Ngayon, in order for you to buy a new one, you need to set aside money. Okay? That's the concept of sinking fund factor. Okay? Para ma-cover mo yung capital mo. Okay? Nagets? Nagets guys ha? Sinking fund factor yun. No? Okay? To cover the future expenses because you need to buy a new one, especially pag ikaw ay nasa oil and gas industry wherein you are going to replace the old equipment with the new one, you need to set aside um an enough amount of money so that you can buy a new one, di ba? Okay? So, that's the concept of sinking fund factor. Okay? So now, assume that the amount of annuity at the end of end years is F, while A is the uniform yearly periodic payment. Ito yung annuity. To be invested at interest yearly rate by the end of annuity term. Okay, for example, this is our first payment with a formula na ito. Second payment natin ito. Okay? And ang last payment mo, eh di lahat ng annuity, lahat nung na-solve mo dito. Di ka? Okay? Isasum mo, tapos A, total annuity. No? Okay? Ngayon, pag samasamahin mo lang yan, na, okay, finally, the sum of all payments will be F. Di ka? Yun yung future value. Right? Okay? Hence, it can be showed that, okay, mag-a-arrive daw tayo sa formula na to. Okay? Where the above factor, ito, yung nakikita nyo na yan po yung compound amount factor or the sinking fund factor na tinatawag. Okay? Yan, yung nakikita niyo na yan.
Di ba 'pag ginamit mo and parang addition,
So this is a typical application of an ordinary annuity. Ito ordinary annuity
doon
na,
is the difference
okay,
prices
where the value of the depreciable equipment is set equal to the amount of annuity F in equation 4.11. So call it FO. So now, ito ordinary annuity lang to. Ngayon, ang pagpopokusan kasi natin sa chapter na to
oh, yun
ay annual depreciation cost and annual capital recovery cost. No. Okay, hindi na ang pagpopokusan natin is yung mga na-discuss ng engineering economics. More on, ang pagpopokusan natin is annual depreciation at annual recovery costs na mas, tawag dito, mas relevant sa oil and gas industry. Okay. So ngayon, ang gusto kong i-familiarize niyo na formula ay ito, at tsaka ito. And isama niyo na din yung compounded interest formula. Okay? Yeah, yung mga yan. Okay? So, meron tayong dalawang pinaka-formula dito. Yung annual depreciation cost, which is ito. Ito yung annual depreciation cost. At ito yung ating annual recovery cost. Okay? So, ano ba yung pinagkaiba ng dalawa? Okay? Yung annual depreciation cost is the amount of value, okay, of asset loses in a single year due to factors like wear and tear or aging. No? Okay? So, ibig sabihin lang nito guys, yung annual depreciation cost, for example, kung ikaw ay merong 7K na binili na material or equipment, na, okay? Yung annual depreciation cost, okay, every year, bumababa yung value ng item na yon. Ano? Okay? And you need to set aside money para sa future yung 7,000 mabuo mo at makabili ka uli ng bagong equipment or item. Okay? So, yun yung annual depreciation cost. So, this is the amount of value an asset loses in a single year due to factors like wear and tear or aging. And it helps the company or businesses spread out the expense of the asset over its useful life, making it easier to account for the asset's gradual loss in value each year. Okay? The other hand, the annual capital recovery cost is defined as the annual amount of money that if put aside in an annuity would generate the sum of original principal or capital investment plus the interest on it. The sum is called F. In other words, AR is related to this value of F by. Yung AR naman natin guys, mas malaki dapat yung makukuha yung AR sa AD. Okay, ito yung annual depreciation cost. Ito yung ating annual recovery cost. Okay, tip ko lang ulit lagi sa inyo, yung AR nyo dapat lagi siyang mas malaki sa AD. Bakit? Kasi yung AR guys, part niya lang tong AD. Okay, part niya lang tong AD. So, ibig sabihin, bago ka magka-AR, may AD ka muna dapat. Na-gets? So, kasi itong AR is AD plus the capital investment and interest. Itong AD, capital investment lang at interest. Okay? So, the present worth of this annuity on the other hand is defined as the original principal P, which would have to be invested at the present time at I to yield F after N years. In other words, okay, we have this formula, ito yung compounded interest formula, and pinag-combine-combine yung mga yan, ito yung pinaka-formula ng AR. Okay? So, you can use this to calculate AR pag ang given ay P. On the other hand, if F ang given, future value, okay, you can use this formula. But sa oil and gas industry naman and sa most of our computations, yung P, yung present value natin ay nag-i-equal sa F. And later on, mas maintindihan nyo kung bakit. Okay? So, itong part na to, ito, nakikita nyo to, yan yung tinatawag natin na capital recovery fund. Okay? So, ngayon, ang kinaibahan ng AD, tandaan nyo, yung AD mas maliit lagi sa AR. na yung AR mas malaki kasi yung AR part niya lang 'tong AD. Itong AD is capital investment in interest, itong AR is capital investment AD at interest. Okay. So ngayon mag-example tayo para mas maintindihan niyo na. Okay, last example before we end our discussion. The capital cost of a small portable pump is $7,000 with a lifetime of 20 years. Okay, ito yung P natin, which is pwede natin ding i-treat as F, future value. Bakit? Kasi, okay, bumili ka ngayon ng 7,000 worth na small portable pump. 7,000 siya ngayon. Okay? Ngayon, ang lifetime daw niya is 20 years. Okay? 20 years yung lifetime niya or useful life niya. So, ibig sabihin sa 20 years, yung future niyan or future worth niyan is 7,000 pa rin. So, therefore, we can conclude na yung present value ay equal sa F. Okay? So, if money can be invested at 6% annual interest rate, calculate the annual depreciation cost and the annual capital recovery and compare between the two values. Okay. Solution. So, ang pinapahanap lang talaga naman dito is annual depreciation cost at annual capital recovery. So, ibig sabihin lang na kung wala tayong explanation, madali lang, ito lang yung gagamitin mong formula at saka ito. Diba? Pero syempre, explain natin ng detail yan so that you can understand. No? Okay? In order to protect the original capital or principal, the annual depreciation costs are calculated using 4.12. So ito, ano? And as you can see here, yung FO natin, di ba yan yung future value, 7,000, which is yung ating principal value or ating present value or first cost or capital investment. Tiga. Okay? Interest natin is 0.06. N natin is 20. Na. And if ika-calculate mo, lalabas yan is 190.29. 190.29. Okay? So in other words, the sum of these ADs plus the interest accumulating in a sinking fund annuity will generate exactly the 7,000. So yan, yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na itong annual depreciation cost, ito yung tinatabi mo. Okay? Ito, since tayo naka 20 years, edi every year, you need to set aside 190.29 so that after 20 years, meron ka na ulit pambili ng portable pump worth 7,000. Nagigets ba guys? Yung annual depreciation cost. So ibig sabihin every year hanggang sa 20 years, you need to set aside 190.29 so that in the future you can buy a new small portable pump worth $7,000. Okay, yan yung AD. Okay? So, what about the cost of using the capital? Provision must be made in order to create an incentive in using this investment. If the 7,000 had been deposited in a bank, it would have generated a return or interest as follows. So, what if daw yung 7,000 mo i-deposit mo sa bank? Okay. Eh di ba? Yung mga bank naman, most likely ang ina-apply nilang interest is compounded. So, we're just going to use the formula of compounded. Na, okay? So that's 7,000 times 1 plus 0.06. Ito yung P, ito yung interest, ito yung N. Teka. So, mag-generate daw ito ng 22,449.95 or 22,450. Teka. Since this F is the same future worth of the annuity we are looking for, and developed above by equation 4.13, the value of AR is calculated directly as given by equation. So, guys, itong 22,449.95 or 22,450 natin, ito na din yung ating future value na makukuha sa AR. Okay? So, paano natin siya mapapatunayan? So, try nyo gamitin tong formula na to. Ito. Okay? Yung formula na yan. Lalagyan ng aking word. Yeah. Teka, ang ginawa muna natin dito, kinumpute muna natin yung AR na using this formula. Ito yung gagamitin mong formula kasi may pika, 'di ba, na 7,000. Kita niyo, lumabas is 610.29. Now, if you are going to use that AR in the calculation of F in this formula ng AR mo is 610.29 equals F 1 plus 0. Ano nga yung times? 06 raised to n. N natin ay 20 minus 1. Interest mo ay 0.06. Lo, pangit. Oh, di ka. Pag sinip, solve mo yan. Tingnan nyo kung ano yung lalabas. Algebras. 0.06. Gawin na natin itong 1.06 raised to 20 minus 1. Shift solve. Diga. Kita nyo, same value yung lumabas when we use the formula of AR. No? Same yung nakuha natin. Ibig sabihin lang nito, guys, no? It is seen now that the sums of this AR plus the interest accumulating in a sinking fund annuity will generate 22,450. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, if kahit ano gamitin mo doon, yung compounded interest formula or AR, pareho lang yung ma-generate mo kasi pareho mo silang in-applyan ng or pareho mong consider yung factor na interest, capital investment, no? At kasama na din doon yung AD. Kasi, bakit natin nasabi na kasama yung AD? Kasi, in the computation of our AD, we also consider the present value in the interest. Okay? No. Ngayon, in order to prove that, okay, specifically, the annual capital recovery cost will include the annual depreciation cost plus the annual interest cost on the principal. To relate AD to AR, okay, ito yung AR at AD natin. I-relate daw natin. AR over AD, okay, equation 4.15 at 4.12. Okay? Ito, i-relate natin ha. Okay. So, ito yung AR natin na 4.15. Baba na natin para malupit tingnan. Tinatamad ako magsulat eh. Ito AD natin. Yan. Oh. Naulan ata. Yan. Pantayin natin para mukhang malupit tingnan. Teka yan. Teka sabi AR over AD. Imagine nyo na lang na tinatamad ako magsulat eh. Okay. Para ito AR over AD. No. So ibig sabihin ito yung naka-over din. Tama? Ngayon, ano makakancel? Makakancel to? Teka kasi same to eh. Oh, kita nyo? Same tong denominator nila pareho. Makakancel yung interest kasi pareho silang nasa numerator. Tama? Ang matitira sa'yo ay ito. Kasi itong P, sabi natin kanina, yung present value equal lang din naman yan sa future value kasi kung 7,000 yung portable pump ngayon, sa 20 years, bibili ka uli ng portable pump worth 7,000. So, ibig sabihin, makakancel to. Pareho. And mag-a-arrive tayo sa formula na ito. Okay? Nagets ga? Nagets yung ginawa doon, guys. Baka hindi gets, bahala kayo sa buhay nyo. Okay? So, ngayon, natira to. Okay, ito yung natira. 1 plus I raised to N, AR over AD. Ngayon, therefore, AR equals AD times 1 plus I raised to N. No, kasi ang ginawa lang naman natin dito ay nag-cross multiply lang tayo. Diga? Okay, nag-cross multiply lang tayo kaya tayo nag-arrive dito. So, yan yung sinasabi natin guys na the annual capital recovery cost will include the annual depreciation cost plus the annual interest cost on the principal.
Pakita mo sa JK ito. Para
Teka, so
mag-stress
ibig
ulit.
sabihin, ang AR natin ay AD plus capital plus interest. Ayan. So that's why AR is equal to AD times 1 plus I raised to N. Okay, and if you're going to use this formula, okay, AR equals 120.29, 190.29 kasi ito yung AD natin, di ba? Na-compute na natin yung AD eh, 190.29 times 1.06 raised to N. Ang lalabas sa'yo ay 610.29. So, nagets yung relationship ng annual depreciation cost and annual recovery. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, AD is just a part of annual recovery cost. If you only want, okay, if you only want to buy a new equipment, pwedeng AD lang yung i-compute mo. Dahil yung AD, okay, sabi dito, okay, ADs plus the interest accumulating in sinking fund annuity will generate exactly 7,000. But if you want to generate a much larger amount of money, okay, consider using AR. Okay? Kasi yung AR, ang sum nun is 22,449. So, ibig sabihin, if you're going to buy portable pump worth 7,000, edi may tira ka pa sa 22K mo, and then yung tira doon, pwede mo pa siyang paikutin sa bank. Okay? Kaya meron tayo ditong diagram. Na, so sa present, we have 7,000. Na, okay? If you are going to invest that or deposit that in the bank, after 20 years, yung iyong 7,000 magiging 22,450. Diba? But you need to set aside, okay, you need to set aside 190.29 every year so that you can cover or you can buy a new portable pump worth 7,000. And ngayon, yung AD na yun is also a part of AR. No? Okay? And yung AR na yan, yung 610 na yan, every year, sa loob ng 20 years, that's a total of 22,450. So that's how annual recovery costs and annual depreciation costs work. Na, okay? So, nagets ba? Nagets ba guys? Sana nagets nyo. Na, okay, so yan. Yan yung diagram. Yan yung relationship ng AR at AD. Okay? Yung relationship ng AD at AR sa present value at future value. Okay, so I think that's all for today na. Okay, so 4:34 na. Okay, eh di pag wala na kayong tanong, wala na kayong concerns, no, pwede na kayong mag-leave. Eh di goodbye and good luck na lang din sa inyo kung kasali man kayo sa mga events tomorrow and sa Thursday. No? Okay, kita-kits na lang sa event sa AMPI.
Salamat
Ay
po.
nga pala, sino nag-record? Sino nag-record?
Wala
Ako,
po,
sir,
sir.
ako.
Aray
Joke
ko. Wala po. Sesend ko to sa O3 guys. Yan, Ban, pa-send na lang ako ha.
Sige, sir.
Sige. Thank you guys. And kung wala na kayong question, sige, pwede na kayo mag-leave. Bye-bye.
Salamat po.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you po.